In a quiet town, there lived a young boy named Ayon. He was exceptionally brilliant. He could understand complex math problems and difficult lessons just by looking at them once. He had a grand dream. He wanted to become an astrophysicist and uncover the mysteries of the stars and distant galaxies. Despite his sharp intellect, Ayon had a major flaw. He had absolutely no control over his own mind. His thoughts were like a restless butterfly, fluttering from one thing to another. Whenever he sat down to study, his hands would automatically reach for his phone notifications, or his mind would drift out the window, daydreaming about the world. Ayon always thought, "I am smart enough anyway. I'll just glance through the books right before the exam." But time waits for no one. Soon enough, the final exams arrived. Ayon assumed he would ace them as usual, but the day the results came out, he was devastated. He had barely managed to pass. On the other hand, his friends, who used to study consistently every day, scored top marks. The teachers who once had high hopes for Ayon now looked at him with deep disappointment. That evening, Ayon sat alone by the riverbank. He felt a burning anger toward himself and was too ashamed to face anyone. In that moment of heartbreak, he realized a harsh truth. Intelligence alone is never enough for success if it isn't backed by discipline and self-control. Determined to change, Ayon sought out a wise, retired teacher in their town named Mr. Rahman. People called him the sculptor of lives because he didn't just teach subjects from textbooks. He taught students how to live. Ayon approached him with folded hands and said, "Sir, I cannot keep my mind still. Whenever I sit to study, I lose my focus. How do I master my own mind?" Mr. Rahman smiled gently. He led Ayon to an open field behind his house, hung a small earthen pot from the branch of a tree, and handed Ayon a slingshot and a few pebbles. "Hit the exact center of that pot," Mr. Rahman instructed. Ayon aimed and pulled the slingshot, but the pebble missed entirely and crashed into the bush. Mr. Rahman asked, "What were you looking at when you shot the pebble?" Ayon replied, "I was looking at the swaying wind, the leaves on the tree, and the pot." Mr. Rahman placed a hand on Ayon's shoulder and said, "That is your real problem, Ayon. You are trying to look at everything at once. When a true archer aims, he sees nothing but the center of his target. Right now, your mind is constantly looking at social media, games, and distractions. When it's time to work, you must erase the rest of the world from your mind." Ayon looked down, understanding the lesson. "I understand, sir, but how do I begin?" Mr. Rahman then shared 4 golden rules to transform his life. Govern your mind. Whenever your thoughts start to wander, strictly remind yourself, "This time belongs only to my work, nothing else." Build a routine. Create a daily schedule. Decide exactly when you will study and when you will rest. Your brain will gradually adapt to this rhythm. Distance the distractions. When you sit down to focus, keep your phone, laptop, or anything else that breaks your concentration completely out of sight. Patience and consistency. Miracles don't happen overnight. Build small habits daily. It is these tiny daily efforts that compound into massive transformation. Mr. Rahman's words struck Ayon like an arrow. He returned home and designed a strict routine for himself. Whenever he studied, his phone was left in another room. At first, it was agonizing. His mind would constantly scream for a distraction. But Ayon would close his eyes, visualize his dream of the cosmos, and force his focus back to the pages. Months flew by, and Ayon's ability to concentrate grew exponentially. He could now study for hours with undivided attention. When the next major examination came around, Ayon didn't just pass, he topped the entire district. Standing on the stage with the medal around his neck, Ayon remembered the final piece of advice Mr. Rahman had given him. "Our mind is like a wild horse. If you do not tame it with a bridle, it will drag you down into a ditch. But if you learn to control it, this very horse will carry you to your destination. From that day on, Ayon held the reins of his mind firmly in his own hands.